Hello, I'm Bill LeMay, and thank you for watching Community Matters. We hope you'll continue to watch as we discuss issues facing our community and provide you with the resources and information needed to find solutions. We're talking about suicide today, suicide prevention. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for young people ages 10 to 24. Our guest today is on a mission to shift the stigma of mental illness and suicide by providing means for intervention through listening with compassion and self-fulfillment through the arts. Joining me now is Misha McK, actress, talk show host, and co-founder of Suicide Watch and Wellness Foundation. And welcome to the show. It's so good of you to do this.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me, Bill. Happy to be here.
Well, I don't get a chance to talk to actresses very often, so let's start there. Tell me a little bit about yourself, and I know it includes acting and shows people will recognize.
Yes, sir. I was born in East Orange, New Jersey, and graduated from Syracuse University. I starred in a half-hour situation comedy. It was called Me and Mrs. C, came on NBC after the Golden Girls. And I starred in a movie called He's My Girl. And that was opposite Jennifer Tilly and TK Carter. Actually, it runs on YouTube if you want to watch it. Basically, I lived in California for 17 years and commercials and such and all that good stuff. But I love California, but I don't like earthquakes. I don't like floods. I don't like, rolling rocks off of mountains. So we decided to move back to the East Coast. And one day I was on a bus with my husband and who co-founded Suicide Watch and Wellness with me. We were going from New York to New Jersey, as we were on a commuter bus, decamp. And as we were crossing over the George Washington Bridge, the bus driver said, "Do you know more than 10 people jump off this George Washington Bridge every day?" And we did not know that. And then he went on to say that the local newspapers and newspapers, magazines, they were paid by local authorities not to report any of this because it would interfere with tourism.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, anybody who knows me knows I'm like a warrior when it comes to speaking up for, the groups of people in our society that feel like they're shoved to the side, right? So we have our veterans, our people with disabilities, our senior citizens, our youth, and of course, our furry friends. So I started to do some research about this because I was like, we're one of those people when we hear something, we do something,
Right.
try to correct a situation. So I said, well, what can we do about this? Why is this bus driver telling us this story? So lo and behold, we did some research. And according to the Center for Disease Control, the National Institutes of Health, and the World Health Organization have all labeled suicide as a public health crisis and epidemic, Bill, in our country. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea. And in our research, we found that a lot of the rural states, you're talking about Wisconsin, the Dakotas, North Carolina, North Carolina's in there too, but, Minnesota, Montana, Mississippi. Mississippi actually, when compared to the whole United States of America, is in the top 3% when, as far as suicide goes. So when we did this research, we were like, oh my gosh. So we didn't know anybody in those other states right now. Oklahoma's really bad as well. But I have a really good friend in Mississippi. That's how we ended up down here. I called her and I said, hey, we need to come down to Mississippi and find out what's going on. And she said, what? I said, suicide. So that's kind of got the ball rolling and getting us involved with finding out what's really happening. And I have to tell you that as soon as we stepped foot on the Mississippi soil, I asked a woman, I said, ma'am, can I ask you a question? Do you have a few minutes? And she said, yes. I said, do you know anyone who suffered with PTSD, who suffers with, stress or anxiety, depression, thought about taking their own lives or has? And I tell you right now, Bill, even as early or late as yesterday, no one's told us no. We've had several people even point to themselves and cry and tell us their story.
Our viewers too, probably, if you were to ask them, they probably all know somebody going through that. But that's
Yes.
what inspired you to create this organization. You know, I would have thought some other way. So you were one of those individuals who had to find out, and when you did it moved
That's
you.
right, it sure
Tell me
did.
a little bit about your organization.
Okay, we also found out that every 11 minutes, I just want to say this, every 11 minutes, a lot of somebodies are taking their own lives. Every 11 minutes. I mean, it's just astronomical. It's crazy. But anyway, Suicide Watch and Wellness Foundation. We created this organization, in order to be, I would say, intervene. We want to be that connector between all the mental health, let's say, hospitals or care centers, right? So when a lot of these folks who suffer from mental illness, they suffer in silence, and when they get pushed over the edge and attempt to take their own lives, or just have some real challenges mentally with emotions and behavioral issues, they go to these like, let's say, Region 8 or Brentwood, or some sort of mental health hospital. Well, they get paid by insurance, and insurance companies, they're not doctors, but they will say, we will only pay for 4 weeks or 6 weeks. And see, mental illness it's a broken mind.
It's not a broken bone. Yes.
Yeah, it's invisible, right? It's an invisible illness. You can't see it. So you really can't say, oh, I'm only going to pay for insurance. I'm only going to pay for, 4 weeks or 6 weeks. So what happens is that when those weeks are up and then the patient can no longer afford, these hospitals and institutions literally kick them out. And so Suicide Watch and Wellness Foundation is that link. You come to us. We will not kick you out. We will help you. Art therapy is amazing. And what happens is you see them feeling like someone really cares. And then after they get well, they help someone else.
Well, hold that thought, because we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll talk about the therapy you offer. But also, I think for people, so they understand all the different things that can drive someone to thinking about taking their own life. Some of them are obvious, some of them are not. Misha, thank you so much. Hang in there. We'll be right back, and we're going to continue our conversation right after we do this.